IP apple plantain dessert.
What we're doing today is another plantain dessert. So what do you think I can make with 3 apples and 2 plantains? So one of these plantains is not going to be used. Now these plantains are not bananas. It's important to know that. But these plantains are very, very ripe. The apples are just standard, normal, or ordinary apples. These are Fiji apples. Plantains at the 99 Ranch Market, a Chinese grocery. I got the Fuji apples at Stater Brothers grocery store, my local grocery. Alright, this is going to be an IP meal. In other words, it's going to be cooked in the pressure cooker. So let me get that set up for you. And we'll see what I can come up. Come and watch.
Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living! This is from the Healthline newsletter. Plantains are a rich source of complex carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals, and are easily digestible. As a staple food, plantains have been the main fare for millions of people for centuries. Here are the basic facts. A plantain is 179 calories, no fat, 1 gram protein, 48 grams carbohydrates, 4 grams fiber, 739 milligrams of potassium, 27 milligrams of vitamin C, 83 micrograms of vitamin A, 0.44 micrograms of vitamin B6, 55 micrograms of magnesium. What is the health benefit of Fuji apples? Apples are extremely rich in important antioxidants, flavonoids, and dietary fiber. The phytonutrients and antioxidants in apples may help reduce the risk of developing cancer, hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease. This article provides a nutritional profile of the fruit and its possible health benefits. This information is from MyFitnessPal. Calorie for Fuji apple, medium, 154 grams, 5.5 ounces. Calories 80. Total fat 0, saturated fat 0, polyunsaturated fat 0, monounsaturated fat 0, trans fat 0, cholesterol 0, sodium 0, potassium 170 milligrams, total carbs 22, dietary fiber 5, sugars 16, protein 0. It has vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron.
Okay, so the next step we do is, as you all know, I got this sticker thing. You take your stickers off, you go through, you put them in the weirdest places sometimes. You take off these grocery stickers because you're not going to need that. And you put that in your trash can. Not your compost pile because they're made of plastic. And then you wash them. These are Fuji apples. Because the plantains are so ripe, you need to kind of put some kind of plastic mat. Now you've got to cut the ends of the plantain. Now let's taste it. It's very good. I'm going to take you my $2 knife here that I got from the 99-cent store. And you see, I'm just going to slice it over here. Now, when these things are green, they're impossible to peel because this is so ripe, it's going to peel easily. See? And this is a very ripe plantain. Okay. So right now we're going to work on the apples next. Okay, well, you're going to need a really large, the diameter of this is about a little bit around the edge of its crown. So you're going to take this on the outer side of the apple. Then you're going to use these serrated teeth to get the core out. Okay, so we're going to redo this apple. I'm going to be quiet so that I can speed this so you can see how this is done. Okay, so you have to make sure, okay, the apple's fairly. What you're going to do is you're going to enlarge it using your knife, where you're looking at it, like this. And you're just going to try to make it so that you can slide in your plantain in it. Okay, so then what you do is you measure it. And you do the next one. So once they're stuffed, stick them inside of your Instapot. Alright, so now we're going to do the third apple. As you can see, we have just a little bit of plantain left over. So we're going to do this one. Going to flip it upside down. We already know we need a fairly large side. So let's push it all the way down. And I'm going to be quiet so I can speed this through. You've already seen 2 apples. You don't need to see another one. Me to talk you through it. So while that's going on, that's when you clean up your kitchen. And you know what they say, there's nothing wrong with this apple. You eat it. Nothing wrong with this delicious plantain. You could save it and put it on top of your cereal. I don't think it's going to make it. So, this is when you clean up all your knives, your spatulas, and it's easy for me because I have a dishwasher right underneath me. So I'm going to put everything in a dishwasher, get it all cleaned up for the next meal. I'm going to dissect these guys, separate them, probably eat the ends. Not much goes to waste when you're vegan. Nice little snack for me. Just make sure you don't leave a dirty kitchen for the next person. In my case, I am the next person, so I don't want to keep a dirty kitchen. Oh, we forgot a very important fact. We forgot to put in the water. I'm going to show you. You just noticed that you forgot to put the water. It hasn't locked yet. You can open this up. It's still pressure. It's still coming to pressure. Okay, so you pour the water very slowly because the bottom of the pot is very hot. Okay. And you put your lid back on. And keep it in the center. Now, let's pretend you completely forgot about the water. Well, that the apple won't cook correctly. As a matter of fact, it might even scorch, and it could even cause problems with the pot. Or the pot might actually, the Instapot pressure cooker might even turn off. It's got a lot of different protection devices built into it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the marmalade. This was an 18-ounce container, and I got that at my local grocery store. You're going to use about a tablespoon, and you're just going to lay it loosely on the top. Make sure it doesn't fall off. If it falls out, just pick it up and put it back on top. Does it really matter? No, because it's going to infuse through the entire container anyway. Okay, so, alright, and that's basically it. Now, at the end of this presentation, you're not going to add any more sugar like I did in that last apple one. You're going to put nutmeg, and it's going to give it an even better presentation. It just fell out. You just kind of have to play with it. That's why you need that little dimple in the apple. I cut this one a little too close, but it'll be fine. Then take your lid. And make sure your vent is in the middle. Now this time, I want the apples to be a little softer, and they're a little bigger than last time. So you press manual. I'm going to make it for 2 minutes. Just press the 2 button, and then it's going to turn itself on. And then it's going to go through the cycle of 5 minutes to come to pressure, 2 minutes to cook it, and then we'll vent it. Okay, see you in a few minutes. Okay, so the button just rang, so we're going to turn it off. Then we're going to, this is what they call fast venting. So you're going to need some kind of something to be able to hold this down. I normally use a spatula or a spoon. And the reason why you don't want it naturally vented is because it takes about 15 minutes to slowly vent through the end, through this valve. And then if you did that, you'd have mush apples. We don't want any mush. Okay, so we're waiting for it to go click. There. Now we can open the top. So when you pick it up, let the juices fall in. And put this in a safe place away from anybody getting burnt. Now it's going to be the matter of transferring the apples. So get a plate, move it close to where, or actually, like this. Just grab the apple and put it in the middle. We're going to grab all 3 apples. We're not going to eat all 3 apples. We're just going to grab them out of here. And then just move it down. And then you would serve it with something like this. And you take your apple and then like this. Now then you could dig right into it. But to show you the center, okay, so first we're going to show you our story real quick. Take your 2 apples, which are incredibly hot right now, and you're just going to store them like that. And this apple we're going to cut open so I can show you the center. Then you take a paring knife and you just cut it down the center. And you can see the center here is the plantain, and then over here is the apple. So what you do is just cut a small piece where you have some plantain and some apple, and we're going to test it. But before we do that, when you're serving it, make sure you put in some nutmeg on it. As a matter of fact, for these apples, put it on right now so you don't forget it. You don't need much nutmeg, you just need a little bit. Take your dessert fork and then taste it. And even though it's been in there for 7 minutes, it still has body. It's still not mushy, which makes it a very nice tender dessert. Now if you wanted that to be a little mushier, a little less stiff, you just add a couple more minutes to it. This was done in 2 minutes cooking time. You could say add 4 minutes to it. Let's see what it looks like in the center over here. Gotta be careful that you don't disturb the plantain. And you see it's just like a nice flavor. And then just make sure you get a bite of plantain and of apple. That didn't work. Like this. And I think that what it is the plantain does complement the apple. And of course you have a little bit of you also have a little bit of the marmalade. You're not putting too much on there, and the marmalade hasn't taken over the entire dessert. So it's just enough to be able to give you a nice tasty dessert on either a cold day or on even a warm day. Now remember, don't put your knives in, even a cheap $2 knife, in your dishwasher. You'll just dull it. The blade, this area here may come apart from your main blade or the hilt. Wash it with soap. Even this knife we got 10 years ago, it is in good shape, still sharp. Wash it with soap, dry it with a cloth, and just simply put it away where it belongs. By doing these little chores, these little knife chores, your knives will last forever. And by using a cheaper one like I've been using lately, it will give you good practice for when you get those $50 knives, like this one here that I got from Greg and Donna. And you'll want to make sure that you keep these in really fine condition. This will never see a dishwasher as long as I'm alive, and will always be sharp because of it. Alright, so now we just have to wait for it to finish. Okay, so this is the juice that's left over from cooking the plantains and apples. I tasted, and it's very good. And we put in a cup and a half in, and we got pretty much like the other dish I made, a little bit less than 12 ounces. I don't know if you can see that. There. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to save this juice. Now this is the juice from the other dessert I made, which I kept, and I'm going to put them both together because they're very similar. Even though one had pear in it and the other one had plantains, I can use this, I can make a dessert with it. It gives me a way to be able to use almost everything that I cook. Alright, well thanks very much for watching. We'll see you soon on the next video.
If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.